Good afternoon, I bid to all judges, teachers, and my fellow SAEYLS delegates. I'm Hira Radhakrishnan, and I will be the moderator for the Poetry Recitation Competition of SAEYLS 2023. On behalf of the organizing committee, we warmly welcome all of you here this afternoon to this competition. I can see that all of you are anticipating witnessing the amazing poets that will be presented to us later on. But before we proceed, we would like to ask for your cooperation to kindly mute your mics until we cue you to speak. Other than that, please do not spam the Zoom meeting chat box unless you're facing any sort of trouble. The tech support team will gladly assist you in case of any trouble that may arise. Without further ado, allow me to introduce our distinguished judges for today's competition. First up, I would like to introduce the head judge, Miss Carissa Ong Su Ying, a #1 bestseller for her debut poetry and short stories book, Midnight Monologues. She has also authored 4 other books, including her latest book titled My Medicine. She's also the founder of Penwings Publishing, an independent publishing house in Malaysia. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Azlin Zaiti Zainal, a senior lecturer at the English Language Department, Faculty of Languages and Linguistics, University Malaya. She's also the editor-in-chief of the Malaysian Journal of ELT Research, a journal of the Malaysian English Language Teaching Association. Now, last but not least, we have Miss Amy Suhana, currently serving as a content and marketing officer at MIDP. She's also heavily involved in organizing events such as the Malaysian National Poetry Slam 2022 and the Kuala Lumpur Youth Literary Arts Festival 2022. Dear judges, would you like to say a few words before we proceed?
Good luck, guys.
And just wishing everyone all the best.
All right, thank you so much. Now, for our supporters' information, the theme of the Poetry Recitation Competition of SAEYLS 2023 is A Love Letter to Nature. To start off their recitation, our participants will be introducing themselves and then recite their poems live. Afterward, the judges will be given time to provide their remarks. Lastly, the participants will be having a Q&A session with the judges that will last for 5 minutes. The SAEYLS technical support team will present a digital timer, which will be visible to all present in this meeting. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, let's begin with the competition. Let us welcome our first participant competing today, Yumi Adila Idris. You may start your recitation.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, the honorable judges and the company. My name is Yumi Adila Idris and I am from SMA Negeri 10 Samarinda, Indonesia. Today, I'm going to recite my poem called Dearest Nature. Dearest nature, a world of endless fascination, a symphony of colors, sights and sounds, from the grandeur of mountains to the depth of the sea. Its beauty and wonder are everywhere to be found. Yet, we fail to notice, to cherish, and to protect. Blind to the harm we inflict, the damage we neglect. We try to pollution and left the world in a state of destruction. Gentlest breeze, warmest embrace, once filled our hearts with a sense of grace. But now we've turned a blind eye to your touch. Our love for you has faded, lost its clutch. Beneath the waves, the creatures still thrive. The mystery of nature still comes alive. But plastic now dominates the ocean floor. The beauty no longer adore. Nature, you really are a world of wonder, a universe of beauty. We mustn't squander. We need to cherish and protect you with care, and let your beauty fill us everywhere. For you are a precious gift to behold, an irreplaceable treasure to uphold. We need to act fast to make things right. For a world without nature is not a world. That's right.
Thank you so much, Yumi. That was an amazing recitation to kickstart our competition today. Now, on to our first remarks and Q&A session. We'll begin with Dr. Azlin. How was her recitation?
Thank you, Uni, for the recitation. I think it's well recited, it's clear, well prepared. The poem overall, it's appropriate to the theme. Yeah, love letter. And I think in terms of gestures, they are appropriate. I think they are, you could see that the pauses and pace are all effective. Although I would have loved to see more expression. Thank you, Uni, for the recitation. I think it's well recited, it's clear, well prepared. The poem overall, it's appropriate to the theme. Yeah, love letter. And I think in terms of gestures, they are appropriate. I think they are, you could see that the pauses and pace are all effective. Although I would have loved to see more expressions, yeah, in the recitation itself. In terms of organization, in terms of the elements of the poetry, I think the rhyming in the poem, you have cleverly used rhyme in the poem, and this is effective. And the use of metaphors and imagery, I think, gives the overall impact. How you contrast the beauty of nature with the actions of humans that contribute to the slow but steady destruction of nature. Yeah? And this is, I think, what you have done is you have contrasted this. For example, saying that we've traded trees for concrete, air for pollution, and then you've highlighted how plastic dominates the ocean floor. And you also have this message at the end: we need to act fast to make things right. For a world without nature is a world that's not right. So, my question is, do you have any suggestions in terms of how we could make things right here? Yeah, I mean, you have stated that we do need to act fast, but what should we do? Yeah, apart from the common, because there has been a lot of campaigns about how we should um, protect nature, but we still see the same things, yeah, with plastics thrown everywhere. So, what do you suggest we should do in terms of making things right? Okay, Yumi, that's my question. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you for your question, the honorable judge. Uh, in terms of making things right and like making it fast, for me myself is to the least thing that we could do actually to, of course, campaign it, like doing this poll, participating in the SAEYLS. It's really actually a good thing to do, the first thing that we do. And for me, in the terms of making it fast to make things right is start on yourself. I mean, if it's not yourself, then who? I mean, it's yeah, you have to start not using plastic everywhere and not using the plastic straw and making people aware too. It's a thing. It's not just yourself. You have to make people aware too. You in your surroundings. If you see people throwing plastic everywhere, then make them actually realize. Come up to them. It's facts and making it right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Azlin, and thank you to Yumi as well. Now, are there any questions from the other judges?
Hello, Yumi. Nice work. I love your outfit and your crown. Very beautiful. So I think I would just like to build on Dr. Azlin's idea on including actionable things that you can do in your poem, because the objective of your poem is to get people to do something, right? The first thing you try to worry them a little, you make them wonder a little bit on the beauty of nature, and then you get them worried a little bit, and then after that you get them actionable. So there are like three main emotions that you were trying to portray, which I kind of get, but it's more of just like because again, people don't know where to start in terms of like taking care of nature. So you can actually put those little points inside the poem itself, rather than, hey, we need to do something about nature, but maybe these are a few things that you can do, and you can make it poetic as well, like not using straws, or like throwing your rubbish away appropriately, and using biodegradable things. So that way people are a bit more like directed, and they're more aware on like what to do next. At least they're not lost, because you're already like getting them so excited, that you're getting them pumped to want to save nature. But the thing is, they need some steps, like next steps on doing so. So I would also, that's how I would build on Dr. Azlin's question. Yeah. And ways to improve. That's all.
All right, thank you, Miss Carissa. Miss Amy, would you like to say anything?
I think just one comment. I think try to make sure that I mean, I really love the poem. The call to action is actually clear for me. Like I get where you're heading towards. But I think in terms of like performings, when you're delivering your poem, make sure that you're enunciating the words clearly. I think that will definitely help you also express what you are trying to deliver when you are delivering your poem. So yeah, I think overall great job. Love the outfit. I really love the poem as well. I think it's one of the practical ones that we've heard from this competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the judges and to Yumi. Next up, I would like to call upon Alia Kaisa Kazrina binti Rosli. Take it away, Alia.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Alia Kaisa Kazrina binti Rosli. Today, I would like to recite a poem entitled A Love Letter to Nature. Hello, butterfly. How are you, my dear? You look so sad today. Is the heat disturbing you? Oh, my roses, what with the gloomy since yesterday? I miss your smile every time I look out my window. Is Honeybee still with you? There, sun and shine. I used to adore your sweet, lovely kiss. You surrounded me with your endless love. But now, nothing more. The anger you had to offer. And you, Mr. Ocean, do you miss your wet sandy beaches? I'm sorry. Nothing more that I could do with all the ignorance of mankind. Stars! There you are. I thought you had brooded in the cloudy late night. Please put back the glittering and shimmering makeup on you. My dear moon, thank you for being there every night when I needed you the most. Your candy smile will always be in my heart. Mr. and Mrs. T, you are now too old to handle everything on your own. Don't you worry, the wind will eventually help you to stay fit and sturdy. Mr. River, how about you? Do you have anything to tell me? I hope everything will be fine and that you are being tough as always. You may seem so tired to shield all the life in you, but don't lose hope. Good will always be there. Last but not least, Mr. Monte. How is your brother, Mr. Hill? Is he all right? Never heard from him for ages, but I saw him. He was doing fine. Both of you are so important to the earth, as you are the strong males. Dear human, please stop abusing our nature, our Mother Earth. Stop torturing them with your ignorance. Stop being a bully. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alia. That was an excellent performance. I will now give the floor to Miss Teresa to start the remarks and Q&A session.
Thank you so much. That is actually one of my favorites so far, to be honest. Sorry, there's like some thunder here. It's gonna rain. I really love how you took the concept and the perspective of talking with nature. And the birds behind you, they are totally paid actors. So they're helping you a lot with your piece as well. And I like how you just ask nature questions, and obviously they will not say anything back. And that's why from your poem, I know that I have to learn how to listen to silence, how to listen to things that do not speak, and how can you be empathetic towards those things. So it made me think about it in that way, and I really appreciate it. And it's very simple, and I feel like you can perform this to anyone at any age, and they would understand it, even children as well. So a wonderful, wonderful job. Things to improve would be, I think, also your pausing and everything is fine. I think pronunciation wise, it could be improved a little bit better. But in terms of content, you should be very proud of yourself. I really liked it. Thank you very
Thank
much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Carissa. Miss Amy, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, hi Kaisa. Really love your outfit as well. Really appreciative of the birds, making sounds at the back. It really like gives flavor to your performance. I think generally, I think what Carissa has said in terms of like, about it, to try to improve the pronunciation. And I think another thing is try to be a little bit more expressive as well when you're delivering the poem, because I think like speaking to nature is something that is, like it is something very like moving. And I think what you can also improve on is including some of the metaphors as well, and try to make imagery in your poems as well. I think that will make it even like more flowy. Instead of like telling people directly what it is, like you can also use all those metaphors and play around with it. I do have one question though. How do you ensure that as youth that we will constantly be aware and actually paying attention to our nature? What can you do as youth to make sure that other youth are doing the same as well?
I will join a school program
On nature,
on nature
making sure 3 hours around.
and taking care of nature and tree example.
3 hours
Say
recycling.
recycle use.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much to the judges and to Alia Kaisa. Now, we will be taking a short 5-minute break before we proceed with our next participant. All participants and judges, you may turn off your cameras during the break. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back everyone. All participants and judges, please turn on your cameras. Next up, let us welcome Aisha Inshira binti Khairul Ridwan. The stage is all yours.
Assalamualaikum. I greet to honorable judges and fellow participants. My name is Aisha Inshira Khairul Ridwan, and I will be reciting my poem entitled "The World is Our First Love." Your beauty shines through the sun. It rises and sets beautifully, reflects to the array of colors you showed after a gloomy day. With all the shining stars we wish upon in the midst of the night. Oh, nature, like all things in this world, you are our first. For the first thing I see in the morning is you and your sun. For the first thing I see before I go into the world of slumber is you and your moon. Unfortunately, with the evolution of time, your beauty is slowly fading. Sad, angry, and disappointment are what first come to mind when I think about the rage, ignorance, and selfishness of mankind towards you. I, from the bottom of my aching heart, apologize for all the fires we caused, for all the buildings we cut your trees for, and for all the sickening gases in your once pure sky. Even with all our bad towards you, you endlessly give us your good. After everything, you still calm us with your breeze. You still shower us with rays of sunshine, and you still color our night sky with your beautiful aurora. With the grace and poise you show to the world, I too become inspired to handle the bad and the good of this world with the elegance you succeed to show through all tragedy that comes your way. You are nature, and you are the definition of our first love. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aisha. That was an amazing performance. I will now give the floor to Miss Amy to start the remarks and Q&A session.
Hi, Isha. I think overall it was very good performance. I think number one in terms of delivery, it was very clear. In terms of like your body language, your expression, I think that was good as well. I really like how you were talking about the transition between the day and night when you talk about like the evolution of time and what is the first thing you see, what's the last thing you see, and that is nature. I think that is really something that sometimes you just forgot. Like if you think about sleeping, you just think about bed instead of like the moon. So I think like it's a good reminder for everyone. Like nature is definitely part of our life. I just have one question. In your own capacity, what do you do personally to advocate for the awareness of taking care of the nature? That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Judge, for your question. So your question was that what do I do in my capacity to advocate for the importance or like how to protect nature? So in my opinion, obviously everything starts with yourself. So one way that I think is effective in advocating for nature is since now it's the 21st century, so I think by using the best platform to advocate for nature is probably, for example, is social media, or if we use our traditional way would be writing, as I am in this poem. So I think in my own capacity, that is in a way how I advocate for nature, and I think it is an effective and relevant way for our life. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Aisha and Miss Amy. Miss Carissa, do you have any questions to ask the participant?
Nope. Thank you. It was very well presented.
All right, thank you so much. Now, please welcome the next participant, Nur Khairani binti Muhammad Kasim. You may begin your recitation now.
I think you're inaudible.
Okay, can we have 5 minutes? There is a technical difficulties.
All right, if you're facing technical difficulties, we can play your pre-recorded recitation video.
We can do so, just need to connect with the Bluetooth. Or else we can just
Tak nak pakai?
like put it in. It would connect.
All right, I think we will proceed by playing your video, if that's all
Can
right.
you hear me?
All right, we
Alright,
can hear you
thank
now.
you. Hi everyone, my name is Nur Khairani. I'm 17 and I represent Tempera Secondary School for this poetry competition. So before I start to recite my poem, I would like to let you know that I got this inspiration to create this poem by a beautiful Russian girl. I am not really know about her real name, but she is well known as Lada. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The Russian girl. She woke up in the middle of the night. The intrusive thoughts in her head made her reach the lassitude. She drew the curtains and opened the windows. She poured everything she felt with the stars on the sky. And she felt a gentle breeze fill her commodious, austere bedroom. Her tears flowed down her pale cheeks. She walked back from her school. She went to the back of an old building. There was an aesthetic lake full of vibrant tulips. She smiled and plucked a black tulip with her right hand gently, and she smelled an authentic fragrance of the flower. Swinging on the swing while singing to show the nature her ecstatic show. She conversed with the waves, sky, and trees. She told them about her day and the intrusive thoughts in her head. She walked down to an old vintage shop. She glanced and smiled to an old lady and gave her the black tulip. The old lady thanked her and she replied with, "Have the day you deserved." She conversed with the waves, sky, and trees. She told them about her day and the intrusive thoughts in her head. She sat on the beach, curled up her legs, and cried. She felt a cold liquid fell from the sky. She rubbed her butterscotch eyes, looked up to the gloomy sky with a glimmered eyes and said, "Thank you for listening." She took off her shoes, pulled down the ladder, and went to the attic. She conversed with the sun about its beauty. The sun rays sneaked its way into the austere attic. She felt the equanimity in her body. She terminated her dust time with an affirmation, "I want to be like you." Everyone flatters their existence, and you don't even know them. She found that her feelings for nature is immutable. She was obsessed. She met an encomium and read it every night, even though it was an carnival. But the nature always replied. They never assure those who appreciate them. You always and will spend her solitude time with the nature. Why? because the nature is the only one who can converse about her ineffable feelings with its own language. She wished she could spend her entire life with the nature, but she couldn't. So she made a prayer to God to sustain the nature in her afterlife. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karani. That was a wonderful performance. Now that we are done with the recitation, let's continue with the remarks and Q&A session. We'll begin with Dr. Azlin to start it.
Thank you, Hairani, for the recitation. I think it's quite an imaginative poem. And you have creatively put this idea of nature in a story. However, I think in terms of poetry, you have used a format or the way you organized the text does not reflect your conventional poem. It seems that there's a lot of it's good that you have storytelling there, bit in the poetry about this Russian girl, and it's just that it doesn't seem to follow. It's too free verse in the sense, so you don't get a sense of rhyming there. Then some of the words used, although I thought they are appropriate to the context, perhaps do not, really contribute to the effectiveness of the message that you want to relay to your audience. Yeah. These are words that can be used. I don't see anything wrong with them. It's just that they do not really contribute to what message that you want to try to achieve, yeah, from this poem. So, in terms of expression, I think you have given this pleasant feel, yeah, about the story. It's just that since you have described nature as the nature, I'm not sure how does this fit in terms of it. Do you see this nature as a person? Yeah, since you're referring it to the nature. Okay. So my question is about your poem is that what is the main message? Yeah. So if this is a love letter to nature, what is the main message of the poem, and why, by telling a story, could somehow deliver this message? Okay? Right, that's my question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for asking the question. So, the main message of this poem is the nature is always by this girl's side, right? She has no one to talk to. She always talks with herself, and one time she realized that the nature sent something that tell her that she is not alone. Actually, she like if you can see through my poem, the nature sent rain, wind, waves, and all of those things. So the nature made her feel safe and make her feel that she is not alone. So yeah, that is my main. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Azlin and Karani. To the other judges, would you like to ask anything to the participant? All right. Thank you so much. We will now be taking a short 5-minute break before we proceed with our next participant. All participants and judges, you may turn off your cameras during the break. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back, everyone. All participants and judges, please turn on your cameras. Let us welcome our next participant, Abigail Kaur Yijun. I will pass the floor now to Abigail to present her recitation.
All right, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, my name is Abigail Kaur Yijun and I represent SMK Tamandesa and my poem is titled Dearest Nature. Dearest Nature, I have written this to ask you, for it's something I must ask you. Hearing your reply will ease this fluttery heart of mine. Will one clear their mind to say such things as, I love you? To go through the undergrowth of your fields, to nourish them? To come and devour the berries that you grew? Watch the petals flourish on the daisies to add to your beauty? Will there be something blooming between you and me? Dearest nature, I'm not the type to be an optimist or a pessimist. Yet I can't resist how you made us breathe your fresh air, so different from the factories that do nothing but pollute, or the artificial ones that make our causes unfair. It's beyond repair. New tech has no way to reign supreme over you. Put away the distractions and enjoy the scene you create. To see its bright, vivid hues move, felt like it's free to liberate. To replant the daffodils that sought a new beginning, recreate and reborn your newly sighted soils. Nothing could ever let this be foiled. It's always worth something for all of us to remember forever. Oh, nature, oh, dearest Mother Nature. Flora has its beauty you hold dear, like I wish I could hold you. But I can't ever get my mind off the fauna too. Reptiles, amphibians, you name it, an entire zoo came to life because of you. Noises of the wild, it's your calling to be found. No chains of doubts will ever forsake you hellbound. Another reason to admire, inspired by you. Your mind, soul, and nature, a pure heart of gold. The least I could give is my respect, to be a generous soul who will never be sold. Dearest nature, we're a match made in heaven. But let us not forget here, you are our maker and our breaker. For you birthed the beauty that we see and caused the destructions our eyes behold. Though I'm not the first to say, our love for you is indeed very bold. The blinding radiance of your hands, a bright brilliance than the sun that burns us. For the valley of roses, you bloom in its fields. Amongst the thorns, you're a queen that never yields. Gaia, oh love, you're flawless in every way. So I ask of the haters, why would they tear you apart? To play the role of a soul with an ill-contaminated heart? Like erupting lava from a woven mountain beyond the forest? Swirls and twirls in the skies like a dark hurricane to selfishly take, destroy, and ruin your creations? When will they realize that you're not their misused toy, but ours forever to love and be recognized as Floy? After composing all these parts, building and creating poetic paragraphs, it won't ever devastate. We shall commemorate, cherish, and rehabulate. Love, I ask for you just to wait, to restore you with everyone's fate. When the rain clouds clear the sea blue skies, to divide its fluff and see the sunshine. Gaia, there will be a time, all of us to run in your meadows again, to feel the breeze of your calm blow. We can be a pair to remind them what you're capable of. So rainbows, birds, and bees, to the sky they soar, to no longer tarnish your beauty no more. It seems that there's something blooming between you and me. Let us bring the love back to you, shall we? That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail. That was a striking performance. I'll now give the floor to Miss Carissa to start the remarks and Q&A session.
Hello, Abigail. Wow. This is also one of my favorite pieces. I feel like I was watching a show and you're like a Disney princess or something. Yeah, so it's very, very pleasant to watch you perform. And I really like the part where you said we are souls that cannot be sold, and how you refer Mother Earth as Gaia. So I think you've done your research on how people like basically base their entire beliefs on Gaia. I think how you structured it is in a way it just makes me happy to listen to you. But the thing is, I have a question actually. How would you use this poem to basically drive initiatives in the future? Because right now, the ending, I really like your ending line, which is like, oh, okay, now we can love you. So how would you think that this poem can be actionable in the future? Like,
All right, thank you for the question, Honorable Judge.
yeah.
How I think that my poem would be able to drive the initiative to other people is that I would like to show examples of what people had actually been doing to our dear and dearest Mother Nature, where we actually have to know and how will we be able to like rebuild our Mother Nature, as like I've mentioned in a poem where the destructions have been happening in my poem. At least I think that's how I will like drive the initiative to other people as well. And I hope that answers the question. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail and Miss Carissa. Miss Amy, would you like to ask the participant anything?
I think I don't have any questions. Just want to say, Abigail, great performance. I really like it, and yeah, it's such a happy poem.
All right. Thank you so much once again to Abigail and to the dear judges. We will now move on to the last participant for the day, Adina Salimi binti Ilhan Salimi. You may begin your recitation now.
Hi, first of all, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So my name is Adina. I am from College Yayasan Saad, Malacca. I feel really underdressed today, but I hope my poem can speak for itself. This is not my favorite of the things that I've written, but it was written in a rush, so I tried to stay as true to myself as I can with my perspective on things. So I hope you guys can feel the sincerity that I put into my poem. So without further ado, I would like to present to you Anak Bumi. Bumi mana yang tidak ditimpa hujan. And it means that there is no person who does not make mistakes. And I find that so fitting because Bumi, my earth, taught me some of the same lessons as my mother. We are the children of Mother Nature, whose rain taught me that it's okay to cry sometimes. I cry too. I sob, I hurt, and I heal. But let those droplets seep into your roots and start anew. Let it help you bloom and grow. Her storms showed me that everything can be lost in a flash of thunder or lightning, and that there is no such thing as perfection. But I've always strived for it. I've always despised my outbursts of thunder, the way I walk, talk, and look, but I will always remember that there are two definitions of nature. One, being our natural surroundings, and two, an inherent character. And I feel like both of these things have one thing in common. It's that some things just cannot be changed. Rain doesn't fall according to someone else's plans, and I cannot change according to someone else's expectations. In that way, I think Mother has helped me accept my own nature. We are the children of nature, and Mother has always protected us. And like any other mom, she never stops thinking about us, you know? Even when we sleep, she gives us the air to breathe. On bad days, she lets us bask in her beauty. She gives us her water, her animals, her plants. She gives us life. We are the children of nature, and Mother has taught us so many lessons. But, being children, sometimes Mother speaks, but we do not listen. She shows us floods, storms, and earthquakes, but we do not care. Her waters are getting darker, hurricanes stronger than ever, but we have never even bothered. Mother said, "Do not play with fire," but you dabbled. Now she burns and we burn along with her. We are the children of nature. Look at the clouds and see if Mother is angry or sad. Hear her whispers in the wind. Feel her pain in the storms. We take and take and take so much of her, and there is nothing much left. Mother is angry. She starves in the droughts and the famines. She cries in tsunamis and typhoons. She's screaming, and we are the only ones in the world who can listen. And we need to. As much as Mother may hurt us, she heals. And she deserves to be healed too. Because bumi mana yang tidak ditimpa hujan. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adina. I think we can all agree that was an excellent performance. Now, let's bring us to the next part, which is the remarks and Q&A session. We'll start off with Miss Amy.
All right. Hi, Adina. It's really nice meeting you again. I think few constructive feedback. Like, I think what I really like about the poem, I think the contrast that you use, and also again, like the imagery metaphors, spot on. I really appreciate that. And I think using your own like your mother tongue is definitely adding something personal to the piece as well. So I really appreciate that. The way you deliver, your intonation, everything, like it was really great. I think what you can improve on, I think in terms of like facial expression, all good. It's just a matter of enunciation, making like a certain word sounds clearer. I think that will be helpful. My question then becomes, what can you do as a poet? How can you persuade other people to also try to actually make an effective change to save Mother Earth?
Thank you for the feedback and the question. I really like that question, especially because you added the fact that as a poet, because as a student also, I don't have the capability to do like large scale projects and changes in terms of like the country and like all these physical stuff. But I think specifically as a person with creative freedom, and different platforms now like social media and competitions like this, where I'm able to like convey my perspective on things, I think that's the way we can really make changes. Because on a small scale, being able to take something that's been around for so long and these different mindsets and being able to flip it and really make people think about it differently, I think that can really make a change, especially like on a personal level. Like what I'm trying to say in my poem is, if we regard nature as our mother, why don't we regard her as that in every single aspect? Take what she says seriously as a message and feedback, So I think being able to change your people's perspectives is really important to make a difference as a poet.
All right, thank you so much, Adina.
Thank you so much, Miss Amy and Adina. Miss Carissa, do you have any questions for the participant?
Oh, only good words. Like, also one of my favorites today. Really, really good job. I enjoyed it so much. Whatever you said is actually my motto in life as well. Whatever work I come out with, the aim is to change and challenge people's perspective, challenge what they know. I don't tell them what they already know, but I want them to look at a subject in a different light. So that's what you did with your poem, although you said that it wasn't your best. So make sure, maybe like some constructive feedback, maybe in the beginning, maybe don't downplay yourself too much. So just be confident, even though it's like maybe personally it's not your best work, but maybe to somebody else, it is amazing. Like to me, I found it very, very good. So keep it up. I would love to hear more stuff from you in the future, 100%. Yeah, and keep it up, keep it up. Love it.
All right. Thank you so much to the wonderful judges and to Adina. Now, all the recitations that have been presented today have portrayed various messages and lessons. I hope that we've all been able to learn something throughout this competition. I'm sure everyone has put in a lot of hard work for this competition, and we would sincerely like to thank everyone for making this afternoon a success. Now, let's all hear what the judges have to comment on for this poetry recitation competition. First up, let's hear it from Ms. Teresa, our head judge.
Hello, hello. Yeah, so it's just like everyone, right? Just okay. Everyone's here even from yesterday. All right. I would like to say thank you so much for sharing all your work. I am actually personally very, very inspired, and I'm so happy that we have this thing. It didn't really exist back then when I just started writing poetry also. So I'm very happy that the community has been like so supportive and growing so much. And all of you that presented today, I know you have some sort of passion for writing and poetry. So whatever the results come out, don't take it too hard. All of you did amazing. I don't think I could have even done it myself when I was 16. I think I was just sleeping at some corner of the classroom. Yeah, I was like super lazy kid. But for you guys, you are amazing. Keep it up. You have bright futures ahead, and like continue to share your work. It's very inspiring, and yeah, it's really something not many kids can do. So continue.
Thank you so much, Ms. Carissa. Ms. Amy, now let's hear it from you.
All right. First of all, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be able to be here as a judge and listening to your work. I think part of being like having an interpersonal skill is the ability to express yourself. And congratulations to you for being able to put it in words and to be able to say it out loud and convey your messages. Even if it's through this competition, I hope you guys don't stop. Keep on writing, speak up more, especially as youth, when you are in a position where you can actually make change with your words. Do so. Go ahead. Challenge the status quo. Like that is what the society that we're living in right now. Like it's the constant effort to make changes, and you have the power to do so. In regards to climate change, for example, like we are going through a heat wave and like the unpredictable weathers, like all of these messages that you are saying are important. Like what you say is important, the things that you say is important. So keep on spreading the messages, and also if you really do want to pursue your career in creative writing, for example, poetry, do reach out to us, do reach out to MIDP, do reach out to Carissa with Pen Wings. We would definitely love to support your work as well. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Amy. Now, this marks the end of the judges' commenting section. Thank you to our panel of judges for your very insightful comments. To the judges, please stay back after this competition for the judges' deliberation. And to the participants, please stay for a quick photo session once the live has ended. With that, we have come to the end of today's agenda, and I hope that all the participants, as well as our supporters, have enjoyed their time during this competition. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to sincerely apologize if we have made any mistakes throughout this competition period. Thank you to everyone that played a part in making this event a massive success. Have a pleasant day ahead.